it's Colleen with Rope and Resellers. I'm here for a What's Sold on eBay update for the week of February 3rd through the 10th, 2019. 11 things sold, so let's get right into it. This is another set. I sold 2 of these down synthetic alternative pillows. I had bought these originally for a designer here locally in town, and to get a good rate, I ordered a bunch, and it was way more than I ended up using. So they sold for $39.98. So I am paying shipping on this. $18.66 is what they cost me. $5.12 in all the PayPal eBay fees. $10.03 in shipping for a total profit of $6.17. It took 3 months to sell. I say I don't have any more to sell, but I know that there's some in my eBay storage, so I just need to get that listed. Next is a JanSport backpack. This was definitely my win of the week. A lot of people had been looking at this. $79.99 is what it sold for. I collected $107.79, so they paid shipping. Everything else, I believe, they have paid shipping, so I'm not even going to say that. $1 is what I paid for this at the Dollar Day at Goodwill. The cool thing about this backpack, there's a couple good things going on. Number one, it's vintage JanSport. And anytime you see leather on a backpack, you know it's going to be a little bit higher end. It did have a little bit of a condition issue. It was also a tall, which was kind of important. The peeling was not significant. Sometimes when you see these older backpacks, you'll see peeling inside, but I disclosed all that. But the cool thing was, so these are actually hinges, so they're a lot more comfortable to wear. I know that this is a desirable pack. $13.27 in fees, $27.80 shipping. My total profit, $65.70, and it only took 3 weeks to sell. So that's definitely something to look forward. So all I did to ship this was I wrapped it in plastic wrap that I used actually for my she shed. It was insulation, so it's just that visqueen that you buy at the hardware store. And it was pretty easy. I just taped it up. White Mountain boots, pretty generic, $19.99. Spent $1 on this at a consignment store that I used to work with. $3.63 in fees, $7.33 in shipping. Total profit $15.58. It took 2 weeks to sell, so those were pretty popular. Priced them right. This, and then I bought this mouse and another one you're going to see in a little bit. This is the wireless one at a thrift store less than like a week ago, and got them listed right away because I know that they always sell these little white mice. Not for a lot, but you know, they go pretty quick. But this had a box for the wireless one, so I sold it with the box. $19.99, $23.27 is what I collected. I spent $1.25 on this because it was $2.50 for 2 of them. $3.10 in fees, $3.28 to ship, $15.64 net on that, and it took a day to sell. So they sell relatively fast. This, I thought it would do better. I remember a kid I used to hang out with when I was young had one of these, and I just was fascinated by the thing because it made the cars go so much faster, or so I thought. Anyway, it wasn't working. So I bought it at an estate sale, and I didn't bother to check it. If it had worked, it probably would have been more in the $40, $50 range. So that's why I paid up a little bit. It's all right. It's all good. $24.99 is what it sold for. $37.59 I collected. I spent $10 on this at the estate sale, thinking that it was going to be worth more, but I had no way to test it. $5 in fees, $9.41 shipping, total profit $13.18, and it took 4 months to sell. San Jose Roundup postcard. So this was from 1910 or something like that. I think it's on here somewhere. But yeah, anyway, it had writing on the back. It was pretty tattered, but it was a really cool piece. It went back to San Jose. $9.99, $12.75 is what I collected. I spent 25 cents on this at an estate sale in San Jose. Sort of funny that it went back there. $183 in fees, $276 shipping, $7.91 total profit. Took 3 weeks to sell. I do have a little badge that goes along with that, the Roundup days, but that was kind of a cool thing. Here's the other mouse. This one is wired. The other one was wireless. The wired ones are not worth as much, but you can still get, $10 for them. $10.99 is what it sold for. I spent $1.25. My total profit $7.70. It took 2 days to sell. Here is a clock that I've been trying to sell for a very long time. I thought it was pretty cool. Seth Thomas, that's a name to look out for, but they are also getting somewhat popular, but it was very mid-century design. A lot of people, I think, had these in their living rooms growing up if they're boomers or whatever, and it worked great. So I sold it for $39.99. $49.25 is what I collected. I spent $1 on this at a Goodwill. Total profit $33.02. It took 16 months to sell, so it wasn't a fast seller, but eventually it did sell. Some blank tapes, generic stuff, bread and butter. $17.50 is what they sold for. I spent about 25 cents. I got them at a rummage sale. 25 cents a piece, $2.27 in fees, $4.29 shipping. So my total profit was $14.38, and it took 9 months to sell. There weren't a lot of them. I think that's why they took a little bit longer than the other ones. This vintage Barbie lot that I had, the Barbies were all in just absolute rough shape, and these went to Ireland. So the handlebars had fallen off, but there's some original clothing in there and some shoes. So I would imagine it's probably hard to get over there. But they sold for $34.99. I collected $65.74. I spent $2 on this. I bought a whole bunch of Barbie stuff and I broke them up into separate lots. My total profit was $32.21, and they took 5 months to sell. Let's see, a Haida carved salmon art was the last thing I sold. Out of Canada, it was signed. It turns out this guy's pretty prolific. These aren't worth that much, but it sold for $28.50. I had it on sale for $28.50. Spent $2 on this at an estate sale. $22.38 was my net on that. 8 months to sell. Looking at the numbers, $306.91 is what everything sold for. I collected $419.67. $39.16 was spent on the goods, mostly because of the new pillows that I had and the broken toy that I spent too much money on. $53.75 in fees, $92.89 in shipping, for a total profit of $233.87. Now merch I did really well. 12 shirts, 2 pop sockets, a sweatshirt. 6 of those shirts sold yesterday, and they were all the same shirt. So I don't know if it's like a Valentine's Day thing and they bought a bunch of them, or they bought 6 different sizes and they're going to return 5. I'm always a little nervous when you sell the same shirt 6 times. Anyway, $67.87 was my profit from Amazon merch. $301.74 total e-commerce profits. So, good week, solid week. We're in the doldrums of Q1 and winter around here in Montana. But it's motivating to stay inside and list and not play outside right now, because it has been so cold I haven't even gotten out to ski. But yeah, so that's been good. I've been listing a lot of things, and I had an auction this last weekend, so I got some good stuff, and I am ready to trudge forward and keep listing and keep selling. And I've got an estate sale coming up this weekend. I'm hoping to do a little road trip with my kids. They're off for a few days, so I'm heading down to Salt Lake maybe and go to the bins down there. I've just found out that they have all the stuff that comes from my Goodwill goes down there. So I figured I'd take a little road trip and drag the kids along. They don't like the bins. They'll go do something else. I have older kids that can go off and do things on their own. And I'll just go pick for a few hours and then try to have a little mini vacation. So anyway, with that, I hope you guys are finding good things. Get out there, find some auctions, get some good stuff, and we'll see ya next week. I'm going to try to do a What's It Worth video. I'll try to record that this week and then launch it over the weekend. And you should see that coming up pretty soon. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Let your friends know. Give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, little interaction. Leave a comment. Love to hear from you. Have a good week.